As the Bengals and the Steelers are ready for their second meeting of 1990. Good afternoon, everyone. Don Criqui with former Bengal All-Pro tight end Bob Trumpy. 2 weeks ago, you'll recall, the Bengals blasted the Steelers 27-3. Have beaten Pittsburgh now 5 straight times of the Bengals. And a key trump has been the play of number 21 on Cincinnati, James Brooks. The Steelers can't defend him.
Yeah, Don, if you look back to the season of 1988, since then, the Steeler defense has allowed 8 100-yard rushing performances by an individual. Ickey Woods has 1. James Brooks has 3 straight. He has absolutely just run through, over, and around the Pittsburgh Steelers in the last couple of years, and he is the biggest concern for Dave Brazil and the Pittsburgh defense. He's also a huge receiver out of the backfield for Cincinnati, so that's the major concern for Pittsburgh.
The Steeler defense now rates number 4 in the NFL. It's really coming on, primarily a young defense. But their coordinator, Dave Brazil, feels that 4 over 30 players really key the defense.
Yeah, Don, they've got 3 starters here over 30, and Dwayne Woodruff is the first defensive back off the field. This is the glue for this defense. This is the group that's got to keep this young group on an even keel so they can play well.
The Steelers have won 3 of their last 4. The Bengals have lost 3 of their last 4. A key to the Steelers' rising success, Bubby Brister. His numbers are getting to look terrific.
Yeah, of course, in the beginning of the season, everyone remembers the criticism that Bubby had of Joe Walton's offense. Now he loves it, and he's scoring like a maniac.
And the Steelers will kick it off to start the game. Eric Ball is back deep, along with Stanford Jennings. Ball is one of the best. That they kick it to Jennings. He takes it across the 20-yard line, and Stanford Jennings is out to the 27. And that's where the Bengals go on offense, 1st and 10. Barry Foster, a rookie from Arkansas, number 29, was down to make the tackle on special teams. The offensive line of the Bengals, it has been dominant against the Steelers in recent games. Munoz, Reimers, Kazurski, Moyer, and Walter. Esiason at quarterback, James Brooks and Ickey Woods the starting runners, McGee and Brown the wideouts. Coleman, the all-pro tight end, will come out for an extra wide receiver, and Lynn James. Also, Mike Barber will come into a 4 wide receiver set. On 1st down, Brooks runs, and James Brooks picks up right where he left off the last time out. A 1st down carry, good for about 15 yards.
Well, that's got to be an immediate discouraging sign for the Steelers defense, because that's exactly the way the Bengals have started historically against Pittsburgh. Now, in the last time they met, Brooks was cutting back inside. This time he bounces it outside. Thomas Everett has to make the tackle. And from that, I'm guessing that Anthony Munoz and Bruce Reimers are healthy because they run right behind them on the first play of the game.
That's indeed where they went from, right off that left side. So the Bengals come out quickly. They've lost 3 of their last 4, trying to come out of a slide. Woods taken down. Carnell Lake, the strong safety, playing the run. Number 37 came up and made the stop. Gain on the play out to about the 42-yard line. Gain of 2 as we look at the Steelers on defense. Keith Willis, according to Jim McNally, the offensive line coach of the Bengals, is as tough as any player in the NFL to block. Williams and Evans, the others in the front 3. Hinkle, Nicholson, Lloyd, Little, and Lloyd, the linebackers, and very good ones. Johnson and Woodson at the corners, Lake and Everett the safeties. In the dime defense, veteran Dwayne Woodruff and Larry Griffin come in.
Characterization of this Steeler defense, not big, but very, very quick, very mobile. Their defensive linemen like to run around blocks, catch plays from behind, and of course a key factor in the success of this defense is the ability of Carnell Lake, 37, the strong safety, Thomas Everett, 27, the free safety, able to support the run at the line of scrimmage.
There is Carnell Lake. He was an All-American linebacker in college. Lake out of UCLA in his 2nd year. He had 13 sacks as a pass rushing linebacker for the Bruins as a senior.
They're having trouble with the football. They just exchanged the football. Now, Jerry Markwright, the referee, asked for another football from the sideline, and now a towel is coming in. The balls,
terrible towel coming in from.
The balls come from the manufacturer with a little film on it, and it's very, very slick, and they don't rub Delta River mud on the footballs the way baseball umpires rub it on a baseball, but it can be a factor unless you can get that film off the football.
Jerry Markbright doing a good job getting the ball ready. And the Bengals doing a good job getting out of the blocks quickly here. I wonder if one of the players had some foreign substance on his arm. That would seem to be the type of thing Coach White might pull out of his bag of tricks.
Yeah, but it wouldn't help their offense.
Right.
But they're the only ones who have touched the football. Anyway, 2nd and 9.
Sold out. Three Rivers Stadium is rocking. The noise intense. Esiason with the long count. Sacked at the 33-yard line by the nose tackle, Gerald Williams.
Well, Don, in the last 2 days' conversation with the Pittsburgh players and coaches, they felt that in Cincinnati they had no emotion whatsoever. The week off hurt them and hurt them a lot. You can see that Williams separates Reimer 75 in the center, Kazurski, to make the sack. First sack of the day.
Now a swing pass, tip ball, and it's intercepted. Keith Willis has the ball, and he's down to the 21-yard line. It's like the good old days have returned to Three Rivers as the new steel curtain defense overwhelms Cincinnati.
Hardy Nickerson, 54, is the guy who tips the ball in the air, and Willis is there to make the interception, his first career interception. And Don, we talked about the veterans on this team, Willis being one that had to hold this defense together. First big play for the Steelers.
Steelers going on offense, 1st and 10, and Brister's going to put it up. He eludes the big rush. Throwing hard, he has a man at the 12-yard line. We'll see if it's out of bounds. Brister is protesting it. The ball was caught by Derek Hill, but then he was out of bounds as mentioned, so it's an incomplete pass.
See if we can see his feet on the sideline. The 2 feet must be in. They'll be throwing the ball very well now on the run in this new Joe Walton offense. Can't tell from there.
And as you note, Trump, if there's one troubled area in the Cincinnati defense, which rates 26th in the NFL, it's the inability to stop the run. The Bengals giving up almost 5 yards to the opponent per rush, 4.7, and now the Steelers run it. And running it hard is that sensational back from Georgia, Tim Worley, who they expect to emerge into a star performer. He's now in his 2nd year, missed all of his rookie camp. Ricky Dixon, a tough free safety, and Rod Jones, the right corner, were on the tackle.
Yeah, what did Chuck Noll tell us yesterday? Every time this kid just about emerges into the back we want, he gets injured. He had arthroscopic surgery this summer, set him back, sprained an ankle, set him back, and then he's also missed some assignments, which Chuck Noll just can't stand.
That time, though, he busted ahead for a 7-yard gain. It's 3rd down and 3 Steelers. No score. Pittsburgh challenging after the tip ball and interception by the defensive end, Keith Willis. Brister with a little too much on it for Lewis Lips, and so the field goal unit comes out. Rod Jones was covering on the play. Gary Anderson, the field goal kicker for the Steelers, is having another standout year, 12 of 14 field goals, and he's just 2 short of 200 career. And when he gets his 200th, perhaps today, he'll be the 2nd player in the league's history to get 200 field goals inside of 10 seasons.
2 weeks ago, they faked the field goal. Didn't work, but they faked it.
Yeah, that was a turning point early. This one is drilled up and through, so the Steelers capitalize on the turnover. And they go in front of the Bengals 3-0, and Pittsburgh will be kicking off a 2nd time when we come back.
For Ricky Woods, Hardy Nickerson, the middle linebacker, obviously on a blitz. Keith Willis there to make the pickoff. Homer Esiason makes the tackle, and that turnover results in just 3 points for Pittsburgh, who throughout this season has been a very slow starting team in the 1st quarter.
Now the second kickoff by Anderson, who hit the 32-yard field goal. And Stanford Jennings, he bobbled the ball, and the Bengals will start at their 6th. Early on, Trump, it's all going the Steelers' way.
Yeah, the first rushing play by the Cincinnati Bengals gains 15 yards, and then it comes to a screeching halt. Actually, Stanford Jennings looks a little nonchalant here on the ball. I think he expected the thing to bounce back into the end zone. It did not. Very poor field position for the Bengals here.
They got big yardage running left with James Brooks on their first play. Let's see what they do on 1st and 10 this time. James Brooks find the middle. David Little, the veteran backer from Florida, throws him back. Number 50, along with defensive end Keith Willis. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and the Oilers, who play later today at Seattle, all tied for first in the AFC Central with 6-5 records. But the divisional records show the Steelers at 1-2, so they would be behind. They also lost head-to-head to Cincinnati. Esiason on a sprint out. Downfield throw, and Tim McGee makes the play at the 34-yard line, and he's out of bounds at the 36.
And he threw that ball into double coverage. Both David Johnson, 44, and Thomas Everett, 27, the free safety, were there with Tim McGee. The rollout has been a big part of this Bengal offense for years. It's something Pittsburgh is just beginning to do. Boomer takes the hit right on the hip, but McGee is out there with Johnson, and Everett still makes the catch. That's a 27-yard completion. And watch this hit. Oh, it just knocks the legs right out from underneath him.
But the big play gets them out of jail, and it's first down now for the Bengals at their 36-yard line. Straight ahead run. Hardy Nickerson knocks down Craig Taylor, and right now we're going to switch to NFL Live in New York and Bob Costas. Bob?
Don, you'll recall 2 weeks ago, Steve DeBerg threw to J.J. Burton a 90-yard touchdown pass on the first series of the game. This is the first play of the game against New England, and it covers 86 yards. DeBerg to Stephon Page. It's the third touchdown pass of better than 80 yards for DeBerg this year, and the hapless Patriots are trailing already 7-0 against KC.
And back to live action at Three Rivers Stadium as the Bengals try to run it again. They go to Taylor, and again Hardy Nickerson and David Little, the inside backers, make the stop. Taylor, a second-year player from West Virginia. Big back. Sam Weich told us last night, Trump, we'd be seeing a lot of them. So far we have.
He's still learning the offense. Doesn't know it completely, so they were a little afraid to put him in there for all of the plays. But now the third down and long. No substitution by Cincinnati. And Pittsburgh is staying with their base defense.
Third down, as you see, the Bengals need 6. A big problem from the Steeler defense and their 5-game losing streak to Cincinnati, an inability to stop Esiason when he runs. But this time he throws, and he makes the connection. Esiason with the left arm delivers the ball, and Tim McGee comes down with it for a first down.
Again, the rollout. Looks like something that the Bengals are going to feature today. This is more of a sprint than it is a roll. When you roll, you normally turn your back to the defensive line. Here you see Boomer just sprint out to the left. McGee doesn't run much of a pattern, but he just finds the spot behind Greg Lloyd, 95, and Woodruff, 26, for the completion.
Steelers lead the game 3-0, but the Bengals moving now after starting this drive at their 6-yard line.
Play action.
Great play fake by Esiason. Now he waits for the open man. There's a man out there, Eddie Brown. He puts on a move, and Eddie Brown heads on in, and the Bengals take the lead. 50 yards and the 9th touchdown reception of the season for fast Eddie Brown. The play fake, Trump, was a thing of beauty, and it set it all up.
And, you know, we had a conversation with Dave Brazil, the defensive coordinator, yesterday. He said, I'm willing to give up the rushing yardage. I do not want to give up the long play-action pass. Good fake. One hand into Ickey Woods, and then it looks like the play is busted. You can see Brown at the top. He runs right by Thomas Everett. And then the move by Eddie Brown. 50 yards on the completion. A quick score, his 9th TD.
point after attempt, and Jim Breach knocks it up and through. He's having a big year for the Bengals. Breach has now hit 23 of 23 extra points, and his field goal kicking has been spectacular.
The National Football League is brought to you by Oldsmobile. Stop by your Oldsmobile dealer and see what's new from the new generation of Olds. By United Airlines, serving over 200 cities in the U.S. and around the world. Come fly the friendly skies. By Radio Shack, America's technology store. Nobody compares for Christmas shopping. And by Norelco Lift and Cut Shavers for a new level of closeness and comfort.
Lee Johnson ready to kick off now for the Bengals, and Rod Woodson, who Sam Wedge calls the most dangerous return man I've ever seen, brings it back for the Steelers and brings it back big time. Woodson takes it out to the 41-yard line. He almost went the distance, Trump.
I thought they were going to kick it away from Rod Woodson. That's what Sam White told us last evening. There is a flag down.
It's coming back. 40-yard return negated by a holding.
Number 85 on the return.
Gary O'Shea, Steelers tight end, blocked illegally.
Don, back to the touchdown scored by the Cincinnati Bengals. If I can direct your attention to downfield, watch the left-hand side of the screen. You'll see Tim McGee come into the picture. Right there on the left-hand side of the goalpost. He draws Thomas Everett, 27's attention. Eddie Brown just runs right by. That's obviously a zone by Pittsburgh. And aside from going to McGee, they let Brown alone, and he ends up in the end zone for 6.
Brown with 37 receptions this season, 9 for touchdowns. So he's headed back to the Pro Bowl. 7-3 Cincinnati. Good play fake by Brister. He's looking to go the distance. Airs it out. On the fly is Dwight Stone, the fastest Steeler, but he can't get to the ball at the 18-yard line.
Boy, he went right by Lewis Phillips. Woo!
75-yard throw in the air by Brister. As we check the 10-minute ticker, the Bills have opened up with a big pass play. Kelly to James Lofton, 63 yards, and they've extended their lead to 10-0 over the Eagles. Skins scoreless with the Dolphins at Washington. Detroit up on favorite Chicago at Soldier Field. Kansas City has the lead on New England. No scores up at Cleveland or Tampa Bay. Here in Pittsburgh, it is 7-3 Cincinnati after the Steelers took an early 3-0 lead. Worley breaks ahead on 2nd and 10 and gets to the 22-yard line. So the Steelers, Trump, putting it up on first down on a tackle by Carl Zander on that play. Steelers throwing on first down, running on 2nd.
Yeah, the Bengals defense, too, against Pittsburgh, they're forced to make a lot of chances, take a lot of chances. The Bengal defense is not big. So they'll go with a lot of blitzes and try to be there just as Worley breaks through. There's Joe Walton, the offensive coordinator. He's trying to figure out exactly what to do. Eric Green is in the ball game now.
Look at this formation. They've got the 285-pound tight end, Eric Green, out to the right. Now he comes in motion. Brister stands in, throws a fastball and makes the connection. Lewis lifts off the right flank. Is ahead out to the 35-yard line and down at the 37. Phillips was beaten, a 16-yard gain on 3rd down.
I was amused by Louis Lipp's comment several weeks ago to us when he said, in Joe Walton's offense, if I don't catch 50 passes this season, it's my fault. Well, that's his 38th reception of the year. Looked like single coverage. Phillips 24 on Lips. Good time for Bubby, and he makes the completion.
Brister putting a tight spiral on the ball, and he threw it hard. Lewis Lips, a 2-time Pro Bowl player, makes the play. First down Steelers. Worley. Big pass and ahead for 7 yards. Leon White, an outside linebacker, made the stop.
One change for the Pittsburgh Steelers from 2 weeks ago. Tunch Ilkin is back at offensive tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's blocking on Skip McClendon, 72. Ilkin had a dislocated elbow. He's wearing an elbow brace on his left arm. Mike Webster wore that about 8 or 9 years ago here when he dislocated his elbow. So that's an elbow brace with an awful lot of luster to it.
That'll go to the Steelers Hall of Fame someday. 2nd and 3, and Worley starting to look like everything they thought he would as he busts across midfield, hitting off the right side. Ilkin, a tremendous run blocker, firing out, and Terry Long blocking with him.
Yeah, you know, Don, I think this is a concession that Chuck Noll and Joe Walton is making to Worley. This is the old Georgia double tight end I-back formation. Give Worley just a little seam and let him get up in there with that great speed and power. Historically, Chuck Noll doesn't make concessions to individual players, but that's the way Vince Dooley and the Georgia Bulldogs used to run Worley all the time.
Worley missed 4 games with a bad ankle. He's running well today. 4 carries, 27 yards. Almost 7 apiece. This time they go to the veteran Merrill Hodge, a veteran at 4 years in the league, but he's the senior running back for the Steelers, and he's been terrific as a blocker, as a receiver. It's a man who gets the yards when you have to have them, Merrill Hodge.
But the formation, very interesting. 2 tight ends, 1 wide receiver. Derek Hill and Louis Lips are the messenger guard, or the messenger receivers, and you've got Hodge blocking for Worley. Let's see if they come out in it again. Yeah, same formation. Worley will line up almost 8 yards deep from the line of scrimmage. Look at that.
Louis Lips at the lower portion of your screen. Rod Jones playing way off him on 2nd and 8. Brister fires again. Open man. It's Louis Lips running down to the 26-yard line. 1-on-1. Bengals have no one that can stay with Louis Lips. 19-yard gain to go with his 16-yard catch a bit earlier.
Lips in motion. 25. Rod Jones is the man in coverage. Simple out pattern. Jones gives him too much cushion. Good play action fake set up by that 2 tight end, 1 wide receiver formation that the Steelers been running here a little bit.
Bengals lead 7-3. First quarter, 4:41 to play in it. Steelers starting to mount a challenge back to the run this time. The Bengals shut it down as inside backer Kevin Walker, number 59, comes up and makes the strike on Merrill Hodge. Tim Crumry also on the play. The nose tackle.
Once again, we watch up front. That's Dermontti Dawson, 63, blocking on Crumry. Crumry runs around the tackle. It almost looks like Kevin Walker's there on the blitz to assist, but a loss of a couple yards.
And it's 2nd down and 12 now for Pittsburgh.
For those of you who remember Tim Crumry, he still has the rod in his leg.
After that fracture suffered in the Super Bowl against the 49ers a couple of years ago. Now Bubby Brister sees something in the defense he doesn't like, and he calls timeout with 3:57 to play in the first quarter, and the Bengals leading the Steelers 7-3.
My dad knows.
For more great action coming up next, many of you will see Warren Moon and the hard-charging Oilers tied now with the Steelers and the Bengals for the lead in the AFC Central. Go to the Kingdome to battle the Seahawks. Others will see at the first place LA Raiders and their ground machine featuring Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen go against divisional rival Denver. Check your local listing for the second game in your area. 2nd down and 12 now. Brister gets some time, runs out of it, and fires the ball near side. And unable to hold on was Dwight Stone.
Don, again, did you see the chance that the Bengals defense took? Barney Bussey, 27. There's the signaling coming from the sideline. The new system that Joe Walton has is that Rick Strom, the backup quarterback, signals the formation and the motion to Bubby. There you see Rick Strom. And then the messenger brings the play in. And by dividing that up, Bubby is better able to think what's necessary for the play to work.
As Chuck Noll told us yesterday, Brister has all the attributes to be a big winner. Arm, speed, and now good judgment.
They better hurry here. Richard Bell was very slow getting into the huddle. 2-1, they got it off.
They just get it away. Here's a throw and a catch as the ball's inside the 20-yard line. Thrown to Derek Hill, who has not been too productive a receiver. So that time he gets free. Louis Lips, after that 19-yard reception about 3 plays ago, suffered a minor back injury, but he'll be back in the game.
You see again the chance taken by the Bengals defense. Good pressure on Bubby. Hill makes the catch, but not enough for the first down.
And Anderson's back out. This will be a 36-yard field goal attempt. This will be his career 200th if he hits it, and he does. So he brings the Steelers to within 1 point, 7-6. And as you see, he is only the second player in NFL history to kick 200 career field goals in less than 10 full seasons. Criqui with Bob Trumpy back at Pittsburgh as Gary Anderson kicks off in this game for a third time. And here come the Bengals. Stanford Jennings across the 25, and he runs square into a truck. Tyrone Stowe, number 90, was the man who popped him. There's a penalty marker down also.
That was a late flag, too.
Bengals took the lead with a 50-yard touchdown pass play. Esiason to Eddie Brown. An absolutely sensational fake by Boomer Esiason froze the whole Steeler defense.
We have an unsportsmanlike conduct foul on number 36, Cincinnati, throwing the ball in opponent's face, 15 yards, first down.
Unsportsmanlike conduct is against 36, Stanford Jennings. He's the guy that got waffled here. The returner.
You watch Tyrone Stowe, number 90. They're good. They're best special teams man each week. Boy, he puts a heck of a hit right on Stanford Jennings. Stowe, see, they always get the guy who retaliates.
That was some offense. Lucky he didn't get the electric chair. He threw the football at him. Eric Ball runs, and he meets a lot of angry Steelers, led by David Little. Another marker's down.
Another flag against Cincinnati, holding. Interesting, coming into this ball game, the Pittsburgh Steelers were the second most penalized team in the AFC. Only Houston had more penalties. Pittsburgh had given a
holding, number 78, offense, half the distance.
Munoz called for holding. Maybe the best tackle in the history of the game. Not every play is perfect, but most are for Big Anthony.
He's a clinic.
That's what he is. He's a clinic.
An absolute clinic. Best feet, best hands of any offensive lineman who has ever played the game.
Now we're told that Lewis Lips will not return to the game after straining a back muscle, making a 19-yard reception. Esiason with a deep roll after a play fake, and there he goes on the run, but he's running out of time, and Boomer goes down at the 4. The terrible towels are whirling. Brian Hinkle gets him, Trump.
Don, this has been an ugly series for the Bengals. Nothing has worked. Brian Hinkle finally makes the sack, the second of the day for Pittsburgh, and I think they'd like to start this one over somehow. You know, you can only run about 10% of your offense down here. Blitz.
Marker down as Esiason throws, and the ball is lost. It was caught and dropped by Icky Woods. David Little was covering Icky Woods and stripped the ball.
Still haven't heard the call from Jerry Markbright.
Remember the last time the Bengals were down here, 6 plays later, they're in the end zone.
Look at this, another penalty.
They're always backed up to the goal line.
Illegal formation foul. 6 men on the line of scrimmage. Offense. Penalty declined. Third down.
You need 7.
Have to have 7 men on the line of scrimmage, and now it is third down coming up. Third down and 19 for the Bengals. Kansas City's up on New England 13-0. The Patriots threw in the towel long ago.
The Steelers have their nickel defense in 6 defensive backs. James Brooks on Brian Hinkle here is the big matchup.
Let's watch for it. Brooks on Hinkle. If he has time, they have to go to the run, and James Brooks weaves his way ahead and gets all the way out to the 18-yard line, but he's short of the first down. Thomas Everett cut him down 3 yards short of where he had to go on that third down carry, and so the Bengals will punt for the first time. And the gifted Rod Woodson will be back to return it.
This is where the Bengals are in trouble. They do not want Rod Woodson to touch the football on these punt returns. They will kick it out of bounds. They'll do anything to keep Woodson from getting his hands on it, and that's very smart.
White actually said of Woodson, Trump, he's the best kick returner I'll ever see. He's projecting out into the future. He won't see a better one.
Okay.
Well hit by Johnson, the former BYU kicker. Here comes Woodson from the 32. And the Bengals, with good special teams coverage, take him down. A 51-yard punt by Lee Johnson. And a return of just 3 yards.
Well, it worked out, but they didn't want Woodson to get that ball. They wanted that ball to go out of bounds. You could see Lee Johnson aiming for the sideline.
Let's check the scoreboard now. The Buffalo Bills on 2 long touchdown passes by Jim Kelly. One to James Lofton, the next to Andre Reed. Blowing out the Eagles, at least in the first quarter, 17-0. Washington up on the Dolphins, 7-0. Detroit up on the Bears, 7-0. Kansas City with a big lead on New England. Rams and Browns are tied. Atlanta up on Tampa Bay as we go to live action now. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. Pitch back. Hodge. Marker down. Merrill Hodge with a good gain, but it'll come back.
I think it's going to be a clip. And Don, I got to make this point. Without Louis Lips in the lineup, this is a tremendous blow to the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. And they have Dwight Stone now in as the wide receiver. He's a good receiver, but he is not Louis Lips.
Well, Lips had a great start, caught 2 passes for 35 yards, a 16-yarder and a 19-yarder.
I don't even see Lips on the sideline. They've already taken him into the locker room. He will not return.
It was a back
Illegal
muscle
use of the
strain.
hands. Number 20, offense.
Man in motion. Dwight Stone called for illegal use of hands.
That's Louis Lips' spot.
Yep.
He came in on a crackback block on the outside linebacker and grabbed a hold of him.
So now with double tight ends coming in the game, and Mike Mularkey and the huge rookie Eric Green, the Steelers are looking at a long yardage play on 1st down, 1st and 20 from their 28. Rookie Chris Callaway's in the game now, lowest receiver on your screen. Lower left. 3 ball. Incomplete pass. A hard thrown ball to Tim Worley. Karam's off his shoulder pads. Now let's go back to NFL Live in New York. Bob?
All right, Don, despite a record of 9-2, the only team with a winning record Miami has beaten this year is Buffalo, and now they're trailing 14-0 at RFK. That's Mark Rippon, a 6-yard throw to the great veteran Art Monk, and the Redskins at home by 2 touchdowns over the Dolphins, 14-0. Back to Criqui and Trumpy.
Thank you, Bob. Here in Pittsburgh, Brister's thrown the ball 8 times for 44 yards. The 2 big hits to Louis Lips, now out of the game with the injury. 2nd down arises and 20. Brister gets time. He throws. He's got a man, and it is caught. It's a reception out to the 39-yard line.
Whoa.
Chris Callaway, a rookie from Michigan, number 88, did all the right things. The official right there looking at his feet, and he comes down with the ball for a big gainer, but still well short of a 1st down.
As always, reviewable. That's a 12-yard pickup. Bubby does a great job of avoiding the rush. There you see Callaway, 88, coming open. He's on top of Xander. Let's see. 1 foot. Oh, excellent job. Great job catching the ball, getting his feet down. Nice reception.
Steelers not doing real well on 3rd down conversions so far. They're 1 for 3. As that'll do it for the first quarter of play. The Bengals holding to a 1-point lead. The year, Sam White was the quarterback for the Bengals, and he unloads the long ball, and who's there to catch it but number 84, Big Bob Trumpy, who takes it into the end zone, an 80-yard scoring play, one of the great moments of Trumpy's career and one of his worst spikes. Watch this. Oh, he hits himself with the spike, and there he is some years later, still proud of that great moment in Bengal football.
The most important point to make about that play is that was 1969, not 1869,
That's
for those of you wondering. Yeah,
it
that's
looked
one
good
of
to
the
me, though. All up until the spike, it looked good.
Absolutely. Well, we were very unpracticed. We hadn't even, we shook hands back then. There were no high fives.
Now the Steelers open the second quarter with a 3rd down play. 3rd down, they need 8. Here's Brister with a throw, and markers are down all over. Callaway makes the catch anyway. An 18-yard gain for the rookie Chris Callaway, a 4th round pickup. Played for the Wolverines of Michigan. Now he's come in to replace the injured Lewis Lips and is picking up very nicely.
I think the Bengal defense has kind of taken a sigh of relief here since Lips is out.
Holding, number 24, defense. Penalty decline, first down.
And the point I was going to make is they've kind of taken a sigh of relief, and all of a sudden the rest of these receivers are picking up the slack. Stone and Callaway got to do the job. You can't really pick up the holding there, but that was a huge play, because now I think that Pittsburgh can go back to the running game without Lips and see how effective it might be.
Steelers trailing the Bengals by 1 early in the second quarter in a game between first-place teams in the AFC Central. Downfield throw, and again coming back at the ball, but this time losing it is Callaway. So it looks, Trump, like Brister's found a guy he can count on in Chris Callaway.
He has not contributed a great deal, unfortunately, for the Steelers so far. He's only got 4 catches coming into the game. Rod Jones there in coverage. That ball should be caught. No question about it.
Very well thrown by Brister. We saw at the outset of the game how Brister's passing numbers compared to the first 4 games over the recent 6. He's been as good as anybody in the league in the last 6 games. 15 touchdown throws and 4 interceptions over that period. Second down. Pitch back goes to Worley. Cutting in and cutting out and taking it straight ahead. Worley is down to the Bengals 37-yard line, where Carl Zander, number 91, veteran backer from Tennessee, made the stop.
Well, a lot of people have been complaining here in Pittsburgh that Worley has not been getting the ball enough. He comes out again. There's a lot of substitutions in this Joe Walton offense, but if there's ever been a situation where he should get it a lot without Louis Lips in the ball game, this might be it.
Well, he's carried it 5 times, averaging over 6 yards a rush today. He has 32 yards. Richard Bell is now in the game. A runner receiver, first-year player for Nebraska on 3rd down and 4. There's a throw, almost picked off by Billups. And the Steelers send out their punter, Straczynski.
Now, Don, the one thing that has remained consistent with this Pittsburgh offense is their inability over the last couple of years to convert 3rd downs. Last year they were the worst in the league. And this year it's a lot better. It's improved dramatically, but in the games that they've had trouble with, it's the inability to convert the 3rd down that has really hurt Pittsburgh. This team doesn't run a lot of plays, and it's because they don't convert the 3rd down, or at least they haven't to this point in the season.
And they don't run the ball very often. And Chuck Knowles, 22 years as a head coach of the Steelers. The Steelers are averaging the fewest number of rushes a year, or a game, 27 a game. So they average 27 rushing plays a game.
I think the stoppage of play on the field was a timeout by the Bengals. They didn't have enough players on the field.
They didn't get a time, but they did get their people out. And now Dan Straczynski's in to punt the ball for Pittsburgh. And back deep, Mitchell Price, who Sam Weitz calls one of the toughest people he's ever coached. Very high kick. Got that one with the wedge. Steelers have people all over to try and cover it. It takes a bounce back upfield, and finally Straczynski might have got a piece of the ball. Then it's down to the 16-yard line. So the Bengals, holding to a 7-6 lead, take over the ball. 1st and 10 when we come back. 7-6 and a 50-yard touchdown throw. The pass goes to tight end Jim Riggs, swinging out, and he's across the 25-yard line, out of bounds at the 26. Eddie Brown receiving that Esiason touchdown throw.
Don, at the outset of the game, we worried about Bruce Reimer 75, Anthony Munoz 78, both slightly injured. They look fine. No problem whatsoever as substitutions come in. That's another feature of the game against Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. A lot of use of the tight ends. Riggs had a big game. So did Caddis. And of course, Boomer Esiason scrambling also had a big effect on the outcome of that game.
Much of the Bengal offense is based on deception. Number 7's great ability to play fake, to fake the run and throw the ball. Dave Brazil saying yesterday, the defensive coordinator for the Steelers, Trump, that Cincinnati really doesn't run many different running plays, but they just execute them so well. Bengals with the number 6 rated offense of the 2018 NFL. James Brooks runs on 2nd down, and he's ahead for very close to first down yardage, might be just short of it. Little and Nickerson, the middle backers, on the stop. Jim Kelly has thrown for 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, as Buffalo now at the outset of the second quarter on the Xerox 10-minute ticker leads the Eagles 24-0. Washington up on Miami 14-0. Cincinnati needing 1 yard, is 1 of 3 on 3rd down conversions today. Steelers have their backers jump into the gaps. Goal line defense. Run play, and there is a stick and a stop, and it's no first down. Gerald Williams, who opened the game sacking Esiason, now makes the head-on shot.
They're going to measure another key for Cincinnati. Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago, they were 8 of 13 on 3rd down conversions. Last week, Cincinnati lost to Indianapolis. They were 1 of 9 on 3rd down conversions. See what this measurement.
I don't think he got there.
No, he did.
He did get there, did he?
Look.
First down. The spot goes the Bengals' way. That's where he gets hit.
Yeah, this is a generous spot. Let's put it that way. He gets absolutely hammered at the line of scrimmage. David Little, 50, is in there. Gerald Williams, 98, is in there.
They look to be stopped at the 28. They spotted it across the 29. So the Bengals get 4 new downs, leading the game 7-6, 11:19 to play in the first half. Brooks breaks it open, and an ankle tackle by Everett as a marker comes in. Cuts down James Brooks at the 39-yard line.
Well, that was way away from the play. Tim McGee and Greg Lloyd got tangled up here, and I don't know what the flag is, but that was on this side of the field.
Bengals are pointing at the Steelers. A reminder at the end of today's broadcast, McDonald's.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 95, defense, 15 yards.
Outside linebacker Greg Lloyd, number 95, called for a personal foul. Continuing a reminder at the end of today's broadcast, McDonald's and NBC will be announcing the Ronald McDonald Children's Charities Player of the Game.
That is not a good penalty to take. And Greg Lloyd is 40 yards away from the point of attack, and he's got a personal foul on a wide receiver. Not smart.
But the Bengals love it. And holding to a 1-point lead, they now go 1st and 10 from the Pittsburgh side of the field. Another great play fake by Esiason. Stepping in, open man, Tim McGee on the run inside the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. As high-tech football at its very best, executed by the Bengals. An absolute picture play. 40 yards on the gain.
Don, on the touchdown throw to Eddie Brown earlier, this is the other half of this play. Rod Woodson is the man in coverage. Again, lots of time for Boomer to throw the ball, even though Keith Willis does make the contact. Woodson is the man in coverage, and he just has time to run away from Rod Woodson, which is no small feat. Boomer put that one right on the money. He's throwing the ball with great accuracy today, something he's not known for.
That's as good as it gets, that throw. Sensational. Now Esiason goes to the run. Hands off, and taking it straight ahead is Taylor, who is inside the 5-yard line. So the underdog Bengals, who've beaten the Pittsburgh Steelers 5 straight times, and Weich against Noel has a 9-4 advantage over this Grand Master of defense.
This is too reminiscent for Chuck Noll's liking. The big play down the field off the play action and the ability to run the ball almost exclusively to the left behind Reimers and Munoz, right at Donald Evans 66 and Greg Lloyd 95.
Confidence, Trump, has to play a big part in the Bengals' success against the Steelers. They just feel they can move the ball. Here's a free football. Pittsburgh takes over inside its 5-yard line. Two guys have it. Hardy Nickerson was there with Lorenzo Freeman, 68. Lorenzo's walking off with the hog, though. He must have got it.
It looked like Boomer Esiason pulled away from center too quickly. Kazurski is the center. Oh, the left guard. The left guard number, the left guard number 60, Mike Brennan, pulls the ball right out of Boomer Esiason's hand. If we can run that back, you can see the pulling guard knock the ball right out of Boomer Esiason's hand. Watch Brennan. See his right hand? Knocks it right out.
Now they go behind the Steeler offensive front trying to get some yards. Dermody Dawson the center, Blankenship and Terry Long the guards. John Jackson and Tunch Ilkin are the tackles. Rumry made the stop on Tim Worley, who's getting a lot of work here, Trump.
You see Boomer's already out and the ball is out of his hands. Mike Brennan, the rookie left guard they bring in on goal line situation, just knocks the ball right out of Boomer Esiason's hand. How unlucky can you be?
They put Brennan on defense. So a scoring drive by the Bengals is thwarted inside the Steeler 5-yard line. Worley didn't see much, looks to change gears, but the Bengals throw him back. Good run defense by the Cincinnati Bengals. Kevin Walker's playing a terrific game, number 59.
Watch 60. Watch his right arm. He pulls that thing almost as if he's the guy on the fumble-rooski. It looks like if they'd given him the ball, he'd have scored, but not the way the play is designed.
Mike Brennan, a big rookie from Notre Dame. I mean, a big rookie. Now a third down arises, and you don't like to throw from your own end this deep, but it looks like Brister's going to have to. Steelers need 6. From the end zone, he stands in. Here comes the rush. Brister, sack, safety.
It's a safety. Tim Crumry, I believe, gets him. Well, Bubby should have thrown that ball.
James Francis, number 50, was coming from the blind side, and he was coming hard, and he sweeps under Bubby Brister.
Don, it appears that Eric Green, the tight end, is the initial receiver. That's Crumry on the right, 69. Francis over here. No question he's in the end zone. That's a safety, a free kick for Pittsburgh from their own 20, and Cincinnati will get it back.
With a 9-6 lead now. Headlines today on NFL Live. Bill Walsh thinks the Raiders would be a better team with Steve Berline at quarterback. He's not been in uniform for a single game this season. He's been holding the clipboard after holding out in a contract impasse during the summer. Will McDonough reports that the in-the-grasp rule could be eliminated next season, and Carl Banks is going to play tomorrow night against the 49ers, says Coach Parcells of the Giants. The free kick downfield taken by Mike Barber. And he's out to the 37-yard line, where the Bengals, with a 9-6 lead, take over the ball. At halftime, we'll be going to NFL Live as we update this weekend of play. Washington Redskins laying waste, at least at the moment, to the Miami Dolphins. It's 21-0 in the second quarter. Redskins lead at RFK Stadium. Bengals holding to a 9-6 lead with a touchdown, Esiason to Brown, 50 yards, and a safety. James Francis getting Bubby Brister in the end zone. Here comes James Brooks at 180 pounds, fighting off big people, and finally defensive end Donald Evans, number 66, rides him down.
Don, I think if you're a Pittsburgh Steeler fan and you're Dave Brazil, the defensive coordinator, when you go in halftime with 7:06 to go, you've given Cincinnati too many chances in this first half. They only lead by 3 points, but the offense of Pittsburgh has missed 2 scoring opportunities and only got 2 field goals. And the Cincinnati offense has been on the field a lot in this first half. Not something that Dave Brazil hoped for.
A very good point. That's what defenses love about their own team's running game. It keeps the defense on the sideline, and the offense can control the ball. Ickey Woods shows that old-time form as he crosses midfield. He has a first down for the Bengals before Hardy Nickerson tackles him.
Which side did they run to, Don?
This time they go left again behind Munoz and Reimers.
This is becoming habitual. You see Lloyd 95 and Evans 66. That's the point of attack. Obviously, the Bengal offense feels that's the weakness. They'll cut everybody off and fire Reimers 75, Munoz 78 at those two guys and take their chances.
Bengals have one of the acknowledged outstanding offensive line coaches in Jim McNally. Sam White said in the draft, we don't have to draft high for offensive linemen because our line coach makes middle round picks all stars. Here's a handoff to James Brooks, who gets to the 45-yard line on a first down carry. He got 3 as we again check the Xerox 10-minute ticker. With 5:38 to play in the first half. Philadelphia now on the board, trailing the Bills 24-6 in the second quarter. As mentioned, the Skins over the Dolphins 21-0. Lions and Bears still tied at 7 at Soldier Field. Kansas City with a big lead on the hapless Patriots. Rams routing the hapless Browns, and Atlanta and Tampa Bay are tied. Esiason again play fakes, but he puts too much on the ball for Brooks.
Wow. That may be the all-time overthrow right there.
This year, Boomer's thrown 18 touchdown passes and 15 interceptions, including his touchdown pass today. That was his 18th.
He is never going to be one of those very accurate quarterbacks. It looks to me like when he throws the ball badly, his arm drops and the ball sails high. When he's off, he throws it over his receivers.
His overall numbers are impressive, though. The interception came on a tip ball.
That's a free play. Oh, that's...
Esiason had a fall on that to save that ball, although it looked like the Steelers were in the neutral zone.
Correct.
This Pittsburgh Steeler defense is improving markedly. Dan Rooney, the president of the Steelers, made a corporate decision in 1988 that they're going to rebuild with young players. It's a young defense.
Offside, number 98, defense, 5 yards.
A young defense, but it grades out number 4 in the entire NFL.
Let's see if we can pick up the movement to Gerald Williams, Keith Willis. They all come out. So does Donald Evans. Now they called Gerald Williams, but it was actually Keith Willis 93. So it's third down and short. Bengals to this point 2 of 4 in third down conversions. And again, that keeps that offense on the field. Not what Dave Brazil or Chuck Noll wanted.
They have been out there a long time, the Steeler defenders. Third and short. Look at that play in the backfield. James Brooks has caught. Greg Lloyd got him, and markers go down. So Lloyd, who was called for that foul earlier that gave the Bengals a first down, now shoots the gap. It's tough to avoid Lloyd.
This may be against Pittsburgh again.
Let's check it out. Here comes Jerry Markbright. Might be a face mask. Game clock is stopped with 4:34 to play in the first half. It's now a sunshiny day in Pittsburgh. Temperature in the 40s. Having some difficulty sorting out just what it is, but it appears to be against Pittsburgh.
We have illegal hands to the face by number 37, defense.
Carnell Lake of the Steelers called for the foul.
Well, boy, the Bengals have done very little offensively. This drive has been penalties on Pittsburgh. Carnell Lake, lower part of the screen. He's got his hand on the face mask of Jim Riggs 87. Well, that was a touchy call. That hand was to the face mask just for a second.
Trump, we talked earlier about the confidence factor. Now, you played on a lot of good Bengal teams, but they had continuing problems with the Steelers. I guess everybody did in those years. But just the psychological advantage, the Bengals come in here knowing they can win here. They've won the last 2 years here. They're up now 9-6. They're hitting big plays. First down, Cincinnati on a penalty. Woods. The Ixter to the 31-yard line, got 4. Hardy Nickerson, whose name is called on virtually every tackle, number 54, a 4-year backer from California on the stop.
Don, you talked about the psychology of coming here to play in Pittsburgh. I think it lasted until the last of the Steeler steel curtain defenders. Donnie Shell was here. And then when he was gone, the mystique of Three River Stadium and playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers kind of slipped away. It used to be that when you came here, you were not only going to get beat, you were going to get bloody.
Right now on second down, they go to Woods, running right. Make the change of pace move, but Steelers do a good job swinging it out. James Brooks runs the ball. And he's unable to turn it upfield as the Pittsburgh defense gets out wide, led by Keith Willis, the left end.
The Bengals have, Sam White's Bengals have beaten Chuck Noll's Steelers 9 out of 13 games. 5 in a row. And I think they do it primarily because Pittsburgh's defense is easy to identify. They don't do a lot of things fancy. This is an execution football team, so they keep it simple.
And they say they'll show you what defense they're going to run. They don't hide a lot of things, the Steelers. Third down. Here comes James Brooks, and he's down to the 25-yard line. Sam White said, we've talked to Brooks. We've asked him, for everybody's sake, maybe if he didn't take on so many tacklers, try to dodge him a little more. At 180 pounds, he'd be around more years, but he said it's Brooks' nature. He just goes right after a tackler like Walter Payton did.
This is the play that the Bengals featured 2 weeks ago. Ickey Woods 30 leading, Brooks right behind. David Little makes the hit, but again, this looks like a very generous spot for Cincinnati. Very generous. And they got it.
Almost had to slip the credit card in there to see if it touched the ball, but it's a first down. Gee, it seems the Bengals have had the ball longer than that, doesn't it?
I agree with you, but Pittsburgh has just given Cincinnati so many snaps here in the second quarter. Brooks has already rushed for 60 yards.
As he heads towards a 4th straight 100-yard rushing game against the Bengals. Cincinnati is the only team that has a winning record against the Steelers in December here at Three Rivers Stadium. Over the years, the Bengals have played here 10 times and have won 6.
Well, again, we've got a stoppage of play. There's 2:57 to go in the half, and someone has taken a timeout, and I didn't see the signal.
The rest of the players don't seem to know it's a timeout.
Well, everybody's caught their breath now. Jerry Markbright says, let's go again.
After further review, the play stands. First down.
Oh, they reviewed it. What did they review? The spot of the ball?
Must be. But it's a first down, Cincinnati. Bengals lead at 9-6. Another James Brooks run, his 11th of the game. This one resulting in only a 2-yard gain down to the 24-yard line. Carnell Lake, the strong safety, rode him down. Game clock down to 2:30 and running in the first half. Detroit has now moved up by 3 on Chicago. Second down arises for the Bengals. Craig Taylor is in the game as the lone setback for Cincinnati. He doesn't get much. Trying to hit behind the left side of his offensive line. Munoz, Reimers, Kozierski's the center. And we're down to the 2-minute warning. So the underdog Bengals hold to a 9-6 lead, and they're challenging for more with 2 minutes to play in the half.
National Football League is brought to you by Acura Automobiles. Experience precision-crafted performance. By Coors Light, the one that won't slow you down. The silver bullet is the right beer now. By Citizen Watches. Citizen, we've got elegance. And by Magnavox. Smart choices for smart people. Magnavox. Smart. Very smart.
With Bob Trumpy, this is Don Criqui back at Pittsburgh. Number of plays in this quarter. The second quarter, Cincinnati with 16, a 10-play advantage, and a 9-6 advantage on the scoreboard. Bengals lead by 3. Third down, Cincinnati needs 7. Tyson buys time with some good footwork, and he hits his man Eddie Brown down to the 11-yard line. First down, Bengals.
Well done. Another key. 4 of 6 now on third down conversions for Cincinnati. Pittsburgh struggling. This looks like man coverage, and it's Hinkle on Eddie Brown. They're never going to win that matchup. Ends up being a 12-yard pickup. It was man under and zone on top, and Boomer went to the right guy. When you get Eddie Brown on a linebacker, hopefully you get enough time to find him and get it to him.
Eddie Brown was the #1 receiver in the AFC last year in yardage, almost 1,300 yards. Having another great year with 9 touchdown receptions as Craig Taylor gets the call again. Donald Evans gets him at the 6-yard line. Pittsburgh really, Trump, lucky to be down by just 3. That fumble inside the 5 negated what looked like a scoring drive for the Bengals.
Except that Pittsburgh also missed the 2 scoring opportunities. You know, they get the fumble and they don't get the points. They've missed their chances in this first half as the Bengals are very, very, very deliberate here. They have 3 timeouts left.
A lot of tight end action. Jim Riggs is the tight end going in motion there. Zias intends to throw here as a give to James Brooks, and he heads in. James Brooks, legs pumping like pistons, fights his way through the Steeler defense, and the Bengals open up their biggest lead of the game, 15-6, with 30 seconds to go in the half.
Geez, they ran right. What are they doing running right? Riggs leads. Moyer, 73, gets a good block on Nickerson, and Brooks with great acceleration. Little can't hang on number 50, and Carnell Lake can't hit him. Watch the push. The guard, Moyer, Kozerski, the center, 64, gets a good push on the nose tackle, Gerald Williams, and that was pretty easy.
Well played, 63 yards, and the extra point is up and good. And so the Bengals take command of the game by a 10-point margin, 16-6. Scoring drive by the Cincinnati Bengals, 63 yards in 12 plays, using just over 7 minutes. Brooks on the payoff end. Look at his numbers: 12 rushes, 68 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, Pittsburgh came into this game saying, we've got to stop James Brooks.
They've been into every game with the Bengals saying that, and it just doesn't work for them.
Yep, it hasn't worked today.
Squib kick downfield, finally picked up. Rod Woodson looks for room to go. There's not much as he takes it to the 25-yard line with just 25 seconds to play. Leo Barker down on special teams for Cincinnati. Let's see what Brister can do with not much time.
How to build a Christmas.
3 of the 4 teams in the AFC Central Division were in the playoffs last season. And at the outset of this day, as you know, the Oilers, the Steelers, and the Bengals were all tied for first through 11 games. Oilers go later today in the Kingdome against the Seahawks at Seattle. We mentioned, Trump, this Bengal defense ranks 26th in the NFL, 2 from the bottom. Gave up huge plays to the Indianapolis Colts a week ago. In fact, the Colts led 31-6 at Cincinnati in the third quarter, en route to a 34-20 win. But today, the Steelers haven't been able to hit much deep.
No, and I think one of the major problems is that the Steelers' either impatience or inability to consistently run the ball. Now that sets up so much that what every team does, and it also consumes time off the clock. And now the absence of Louis Lips down 16-6 is a huge loss now for the Steelers.
Brister falling back and firing. He gets the ball to Eric Green for the first time. Very little gain on the play. Of little consequence as the ball to the 28-yard line. Brister has to be very careful he doesn't get intercepted here. This could do it for the first half as Bubby Brister airs one out. He's almost picked off there. Coming back at the ball was Solomon Wilcots. Intended to Dwight Stone. Steelers will have time for one more play. Then they'll go to the halftime, try and regroup. In those 5 straight wins of the Bengals over Chuck Noll's Pittsburgh Steelers, the average score has been 31-10. So whatever Cincinnati has on Pittsburgh, George Sam White's keeping it going.
Yeah, it's continuing. 68 yards rushing by James Brooks. That's the one priority the Steeler defense wanted. They've not been able to accomplish it.
This will do it for the first half as he airs it out. Sideline throw. And one thing the Bengals have also done in taking a 16-6 halftime lead is they've taken the crowd out of the game. There was a playoff atmosphere here. Absolute bedlam at the outside.
Cincinnati's closing in on 100. James Brooks has 68, and the third down conversions in the first half, a monstrous key for the Bengals' success and a big problem for Pittsburgh.
Rod Woodson is the man they do not want to kick to. He's the only guy back. Lee Johnson can hit it deep, and he hits a line drive downfield. But Woodson will pick up on about the third hop. It gives the coverage men some time to get down there, and they'll get Rod Woodson inside the 20. So Weich was telling us yesterday in our meeting with the Cincinnati coach they were going to kick off all different ways and never give the Steeler return men, return blockers, a chance to set up consistently for Rod Woodson, who Weich rates as one of the greats ever at that return.
Now look at the first down yardage here, first half between the two teams. Is that a key stat or is that a key stat?
Incredible stat.
Now Lips is in the ball game, Don, far side. I admire his guts.
They've got to hit the deep throw. They're not, even though the Bengals grade low in defense and give up a lot of yards to the run, for some reason they don't to Pittsburgh. And here's Lips and Brister connecting. Brister with a lot of hop on that fastball, guns it out to the flank, and you hear the Lou chant from the Steeler fans as Lips gets ahead for a gain of about 8 yards.
Well, he ran the pattern. He took the hit. Jones is a little soft here in coverage, and he really looks like he's struggling a little bit. But I mean, just having him on the field gives a lift to this Pittsburgh offense. Down 16-6, they need one.
Ricky Dixon, who hit him, is always knocking a Steeler out of the game. He hit Malarkey last year at Cincinnati. He didn't come to about Tuesday. Here's a handoff to Merrill Hodge on 2nd and short. They needed 2. And it looks like the Bengal defense may have shut down the run short of the first down.
But this has been the key down for both teams in the first half. Pittsburgh has not succeeded on third downs, and Cincinnati has.
There are big plays open in the Cincinnati secondary. The Colts were openly derisive of the Cincinnati defense after their win last week. 5 huge plays were hit by the Colts. Here is a straight ahead give.
Fumble.
Like a free ball, and the Bengals have the ball as the Steelers run it straight up the middle, and it's a fumbled football at the 32-yard line.
It looked like Tim Worley was the ball carrier. Tim Crumry, I believe, comes up with the football. No, it was Barry Foster who was the ball carrier.
He's gotten very few times in his career.
Yeah, Foster is met head on by Kevin Walker, 59. Hammerstein, 71. Ball is loose. Then Crumry comes up the recovery, so the Bengals have great field position, and boy, is Three River Stadium ever quiet.
I tell you, look at those Steelers down below us, Trump. They've lost their gusto. Bengals take it in here. This might be the knockout punch.
The play is being reviewed, but I don't know what you can learn by watching this again. You can't tell where the ball is loose, and they're looking for whether his forward progress is stopped. I still can't even find Foster. He's in there somewhere. Well, maybe this will show better. See who makes the hit. I think it's Kevin Walker, 59. Ball is loose. Forward progress not stopped. Play will stand as called.
Win or lose, the Steelers have not been in a close game this season. The average closest game they've been in has been a 10-point difference.
After further review, the play stands. First down.
Temperatures starting to drop now in Pittsburgh, PA. Sun behind clouds. Ickey Woods turns it up, gets inside the 30 and down to the 26-yard line. Where again, Hardy Nickerson, who must have 15 tackles in this game, makes the stop.
15 is not enough.
Bengals break the huddle with Eddie Brown wide to the right. Esiason hit him early in the game on a 50-yard scoring play. And the Bengals have not been headed since. Steelers had an early 3-0 lead. Brooks looks to break the crust and does. He's inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line, and now they're going to rule the ball was down.
I got to tell you this. Throughout this ball game, the Bengals have gotten the calls from the officials. They've gotten a couple of generous spots. It's not saying the officiating crew favors one team or the other, but it's just that the spots have always gone the Bengals' way. That's James Brooks' 13th carry now, and he has 75 yards rushing. Yeah, he's down. Brown can't cause the fumble.
A lot of people wonder why not.
Look at the little crack he gets through there.
Chief among those, Paul Brown, the general manager of the Bengals, who thinks it's a bad rule. If the ground causes a fumble, he says the rule number one when you play the game is to hold on.
Brooks again.
And he's down to the 13-yard line on a first down carry. Carnell Lake made the hit on James Brooks, who's an extraordinary athlete at 180 pounds, takes this pounding.
Well, one of the few times they run right. Bruce Reimer 75 on the pull. Nicky Woods leads, and Carnell Lake catches Brooks from behind. Well, pretty much that's a 5-yard pickup to maybe make it 6. They're pretty much having their way with this defense.
Trumpy, James Brooks and Walter Payton must have been drinking the same potion over the years. But whatever it is, their ability to take hits, to take on tacklers is just astounding. Bengals are threatening here in the third quarter. Here's the handoff, and this time they get Brooks behind the line of scrimmage. A moral victory for the Steeler D.
Greg Lloyd on the blitz. Slides right by the block and is there to make the tackle for a loss. Watch 95. Looks like Eddie Brown. Icky Woods was supposed to make the block, but Lloyd got inside. You know, you talk about James Brooks. That guy lifts weights with the offensive lineman at 180 pounds. Just so he doesn't have to change a lot of plates with the running backs. He lifts weights with the offensive lineman.
Right. He's got to be one of the greats. James Brooks in his 10th year from Auburn University. Oh, they put a shot on him. That was Gerald Williams, number 98, the nose tackle, who cut him shin high, along with David Little and Hardy Nickerson. Willis, Williams, and Evans across the defensive front of Pittsburgh, the 4th-ranked defense in the NFL.
Oh boy, if you're thinking about Pittsburgh getting back in this game, you got to think about blocking this field goal attempt. I mean, they need something to inspire the team for this second half. The offense turns the ball over, and the Bengals get 3 points. They'll take it, but Pittsburgh's got to think block here.
Breach having a terrific year. He's hit 16 of 18 field goal attempts. This is a 34-yarder. He spins it up, no good. So the Steelers dodge the bullet. They fumble the ball, but they do not give points on the subsequent possession of the Bengals. Coach White will now send his defense out when we come back to Three Rivers.
Beat of America by IBM. Whatever your size, whatever your needs, IBM is working to bring you the best solutions. By Bud Light, everything else is just a light. And by Hertz, we never forget who made us #1. We're Hertz. We're America's wheels.
Steelers now with their second possession of the third quarter after the fumble. Brister sets up, throws a sideline pattern to Lewis Lips. They can't cover Lewis Lips as long as he stays in the game. It is apparent that Pittsburgh is going to move the ball, Trump.
Yeah, he looks like he's laboring with that bruised back. But Lewis Billups, the man in coverage, is going to give Lewis Lips as much of a cushion as you can, because you see Billups backing up there. You don't want Lips to go deep on you at this point in the game, leading 16-6 in the third quarter. Bengals showing blitz, Don.
Worley breaks into open field, and Tim Worley's on the run. The All-American from Georgia.
Fumble.
Ball is free. And it's Pittsburgh's ball inside the 30-yard line.
Back to the spot of the fumble.
All right. That spot is going to be measured outside the 30, and they're going to put it all the way back to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, actually, make him on top of the 40. The two beanbags are on the ground. Pittsburgh catches Cincinnati in the blitz. Kevin Walker 59, Xander 91. Nobody touches him. Xander gets a hand on him late. But watch what happens. Ricky Dixon just pops the ball right out of his hand on purpose, punches it out. The ball comes back to the spot of the fumble, which will be the 41, which means it's a 29-yard gain. Watch Dixon. No question that's his intention.
But the Steelers come up with the ball, so Tim Worley is credited with a 29-yard gain.
A straight right. Well, they went back and reviewed exactly where the fumble took place, and they placed it at the 45 now, Don.
They've got to run Worley more, though. He's carried it 8 times for 63 yards.
A pretty hefty average as he's standing on the sideline there.
Almost 8 a pop. And had that one not been punch free, it would have been a much longer game. But now the Steelers have it on the Cincinnati side of the field. Pitch back to Merrill Hodge. Marker.
That's going to be on Derek Hill. Wide receiver holding the cornerback. 82.
Pittsburgh is the most penalized team in the NFL. This year they have almost 850 yards penalties assessed against them, including today's game. Sam White says the winner of this game will have a very big advantage over the loser.
Number 82, offense, 10-yard penalty.
Derek Hill, right you are, Trump.
He's got it. His block is the cornerback on Lewis Billups, and he just grabs him and throws him to the ground, and he gets caught.
White said a 1-game lead over the loser becomes much larger with only 4 to play after this one. White also thinks the team to beat in the AFC Central is Houston. He said that's the best team right now. First down. Steelers need 19. Bubby stands in. Lets it go long. Eric Green, the tight end, is there. He has the ball at the 27-yard line.
Linebacker coverage on Eric Green, the young man out of Liberty College. Kevin Walker, 59. Watch when Green goes in motion, 59, Walker stays with him. Bubby knows where he's going right now. Linebacker coverage on my tight end, you got no chance. That's a 208. Whoa, wait a minute. This is going to be reviewed. They're going to take another look at this. I don't know if that reception is going to stand.
The pass is rolled incomplete.
Yes, sir. Watch the second foot. He's got it now. 1 second foot on the line. Well, it's been that kind of day for Pittsburgh. That close.
For one change in this game, I think the Steelers are coming to the realization there are a lot of big plays open in that secondary.
Yes, that one they'll come back to. That's a rookie mistake. You know, in college, you can get 1 foot in bounds and it counts. And Eric Green just hasn't really learned the sideline, the pro sideline yet.
I think that's a very good point. Yeah, in college football, that would have been good. But the big fella, 285 pounds of tight end. He played for former Browns coach Sam Rutigliano at Liberty College. First-round draft choice. He goes in motion again. Brister takes a look that way again. Now he's got to hustle it. Downfield throw up for grabs. And the Steelers do well to get an incomplete pass.
What is he doing? He can't do that. He can't just heave that thing up in the middle of half the defense.
He just did.
I'm sure Joe Walton was saying, no. David Grant, 98, is the man with pressure. Poor choice by Bubby. Very poor choice.
But the Steelers survived the play to throw another time now on 3rd down.
And if he gets it in there, I'll call him Houdini for the rest of his life.
Well, it's going to take almost something out of the bag of tricks to make this play go. 3rd down, and the Steelers need 19. Look for Lips. Brister looking downfield. Here comes the rush. Downfield throw. It is caught, but short of the first down at the 39-yard line. Big play by Derek Hill, number 82.
Oh, that was a great catch, too.
And the Steelers fans are calling for the offense to go for it.
That's too much. They got 4th down and 4. Well, There's an extra tight end coming in, Malarkey. They're going for it.
Is that the desired number for tight ends? You wore it. Seems there's an awful lot of number 84s playing tight end.
They're all open, those 84s. Boy, this...
The Steelers hope one is on this down. 7:40 to go, third quarter, clock running. You see the numbers. Fourth down, and the Steelers down by 10, need 4. Here comes the rush. Brister gets time. He'll run for it himself.
No, he
won't. Get him. Brister is stopped on a sensational hit. Barney Bussey, the man who ran back a fumble 70 yards against the Steelers 2 weeks ago for a Cincinnati touchdown, comes up to make a hard strike on Brister on a fourth down play, and the Bengals take over the ball.
You know, every single time today Pittsburgh has tried to make the play, something has happened. Either a penalty on a big play, and here a big tackle by Barney Bussey, 27.
Well, that's professional football. Done by the numbers by number 27. Back in a moment. And a ticker, a 95-yard pass play from Randall Cunningham gave the Eagles a touchdown. They are back in the game against Buffalo. You look at the rest of the scores and now to live action. Brister on the sideline is Esiason, guns with the left arm, a tip ball, and Woodson almost had it for the Steelers.
Intended receiver was Rodney Holman.
Check that scoreboard again. That Hertz 10-minute ticker. Kansas City up on New England. Rams can command of the Cleveland Browns. Tampa Bay continues to lead Atlanta. Buffalo was leading the Philadelphia Eagles by 8 points at the half after leading 24-0. Washington leading Miami 28-6 at the moment. Mark Rippon's thrown another touchdown pass. 2nd and 10. Ickey Woods for the Bengals. Steelers nail him. Steeler D looking the part of the 4th-rated defense in the NFL. That was David Johnson starting at left corner who made the stop. Number 44.
One of those key third downs now that Bengals seem to have good luck with in the first half, and that's changed, though. They haven't really had the ball much in the second half.
Third down for Esiason on the Bengals. James Brooks is at the top of your screen as a wide receiver.
Blitz coming.
Bengals pick it up. Here's a sideline throw, picked off. Running with the ball is Lloyd, and he's inside the 35-yard line. They'll spot him out of bounds at the 38.
Whoops, that's a penalty. I don't see a flag, but throwing the ball away, that's a penalty.
I think they'd be loath to call that right now, though, Trump. People might come over the barriers. Well, they called one on Stanford Jennings after he got flattened and just pushed the ball at an opponent.
Boomer Esiason with another interception.
His 2nd of the day.
And his 17th of the year. Lloyd, linebacker coverage, ball intended for Eddie Brown, and the Bengals are allowing Pittsburgh to get back in his ball game.
Steeler D has certainly done its job. The Bengals on defense, though, have kept the Steeler offense from doing much. 2 field goals by Anderson has been the total point production. Worley. He's down to the 36-yard line for a gain of 4. And now, while we have a moment, let's go back to NFL Live in New York. Bob?
All right, Don, and the Redskins continue to pound on Miami off the fake. Rippon, a deep drop, and the pass to a wide-open Jimmy Johnson. I mean, this guy's about as open as anyone can possibly be on a play. Officially, it covers 3 yards, and the Redskins lead 28-6 in the 3rd.
Thank you, Bob. Well, here at Three River Stadium, the Bengals continue to lead as they did at the half, 16-6. Brister, nice throw on the flat. Down to the 25-yard line to the gifted Lewis Lips. An 11-yard gain. Lips, bad back and all, has now caught 5 balls for 67 yards.
Simple square out pattern run by Louis Lips. Good time for Bubby Brister to throw. And man, has this pattern been open. Rod Jones is the closest man in coverage. First down, Pittsburgh.
Our producer today for NBC Sports is Terry Eward. Our director, Andy Rosenberg. The executive producer, Terry O'Neill. As Brister drops again. First down throw. Open man lit. They can't cover him.
They're yelling Lou, 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 Lou. Down that reception by Lips. When you compare that to Eric Green, it's the difference in experience. Watch Lips' legs go dead just as he gets to the sideline. Make sure they're both in. Green continued out of bounds, and they ruled on the field that he was out of bounds. His 6th catch now for 77 yards.
Last one good for 10 and a first down. Now the Bengal defense digs in. They've shut out the Steelers at least from a touchdown so far. 4:30 to play in the third quarter. Worley down to the 12-yard line. The Bengal defense hunting the football. Brister has hit 11 of 21 throws for 133 yards today. Big, tough Terry Long. Here comes Lewis Lips with the play, and I think he said, throw it to me.
Well, you know, the guy they've gone to a lot is Eric Green, the big tight end. Got a couple of choices.
I'll tell you, in my opinion, they got one. Now they're doubling up with Lewis Lips. He's wide to the right. Him in the lower right-hand portion of your screen.
Play action.
Play fake. Nicely done. Here's a throw, and a drop ball by Merrill Hodge, and very nearly a Bengal interception. Skip McClendon had his hands on the ball for a moment. And now a big down arises again for the Steelers. It is third down coming up. They need 8.
Bobby, very good on play action here. Hodge is wide open. That ball's got to be caught. But you realize now that the Bengals and their lowly defense have held the Pittsburgh Steelers without a touchdown for 6+ quarters, almost 7.
They're doubling Lips every down. He goes wide left now to put more pressure on. Steelers have converted only 2 of 9 previous third downs. They need 8 on this one. 3rd and 8. Brister looks, throws, man's open, it's tipped away. Eric Green was open, and coming from off the play to knock the ball away was Barney Bussett with his 2nd huge play. And now the Steelers are forced to send out their field goal unit. The virtually automatic Gary Anderson to kick it.
You saw Eric Green go in motion. Watch the end of the play. Underneath, Bussey knocks the ball away. Huge play, and again a missed opportunity for the Steelers offense.
29-yarder. If Anderson hits it, it'll be a 7-point game, Cincinnati. Anderson delivers, as he's done 201 times in his great career for the Steelers. And it's now a 16-9 game, and the Steelers will kick it off when we come back. Fields at 4 yards deep. He'll down the ball. And on the touchback, the Bengals will start from their 20, 1st and 10. It is a doubleheader day on NBC Sports. In the second half, some of you will see the Oilers take on the Seattle Seahawks at the Kingdome in Seattle. Raiders go against the Broncos at Denver. Colts against the Cardinals at Phoenix. Check your local listings for the game in your area. Buffalo now leading Philadelphia by just a point. After leading 24-0, it's 24-23. Ickey Woods ahead for 2. The Ixter coming back after a year-long layoff after reconstructive knee surgery. There's that Buffalo score. As we look at the Hertz 10-minute ticker, another touchdown by Ernest Biner. Miami getting blasted at Washington.
Quick snap by Cincinnati. Jerry Markbright has stopped the play. The timeout Pittsburgh. Steelers were trying to make a defensive substitution. Bengals almost caught him.
So Coach Knoll looking to figure this whole thing out as we have a break in the action here at Pittsburgh.
Just had a timeout here, and it was originally charged to Pittsburgh. Jerry Markbright and his crew are together, and he made the motion, timeout Pittsburgh, And then we were informed it was, watch what he does here. Timeout. Pittsburgh. And it was in a substitution change. He's since changed it to a television timeout. Now, the odd thing about a television timeout is it's 2nd and 8. And they don't normally take television timeouts in the middle of a series like this. Could it be the league's attempt to dictate the quick snap by Cincinnati?
Good question. To be continued, as now we go to live action. 2nd down and 8 for the Bengals. And the Steeler faithful are up and a-roaring as Esiason stands in. Dumps it off to Rodney Holman, and the all-pro tight end is on the run. All the way out to the 38-yard line. So that silences the crowd on 2nd and 8. The Bengals rip off about a 20-yard gain.
Don, did you notice how close that was to an interception?
Yeah, it was up for grabs.
Yeah, now Holman is in there to block. Now watch him release late. And it's actually the nose tackle, Gerald Williams, 98, who is right there. Dropped off in coverage. And Holman makes the completion and picks up the first down yardage.
3rd quarter moving quickly. Rodney Holman's been quiet in the recent games. One of the very best in the business at his position. Here is a handoff, and again they go to Woods, and he breaks it. Ickey Woods, running as he did a couple of years ago before the injury, takes it ahead inside the 45-yard line, a gain of 17 yards.
Thomas Everett finally makes the tackle. One of the few times the Bengals have run right, but they have Pittsburgh has not been able to stop this play, either to Brooks or to Woods.
The former running rebel from UNLV, Ickey Woods. Cincinnati coaches say they've never seen anybody more diligent in rehabbing his knee. He really paid the price it takes to come back. First down and 10 now for Cincinnati. Woods. This is James Brooks, and he is going to be knocked down for a loss. And there's also a marker down on the play.
Yeah, Greg Lloyd on the tackle. Pittsburgh now coming with the blitz to stop that run. Lake was in there on the blitz. Lloyd was in there on the blitz. Holding Cincinnati. Brian Hinkle is having his knee taped. Of course, last year you talk about guts. This guy played the entire season with a broken leg. How about that?
That's tough.
And one of the coaches said, well, it was a non-weight bearing bone. Oh, okay. Right.
Playing with a broken leg is above and beyond.
Offense. Penalty is declined.
Call.
2nd down.
Holding call declined as the Steeler defense got to James Brooks and knocked him down for a rare loss. James Brooks has been putting on the yards all day long. He's gained 74 today and 17 carries. 2nd down and 14, Cincinnati. Esiason hands off, and again off the right side. This is Taylor who runs the ball. A big power back from West Virginia. He got ahead for about 10 yards. Let's go to NFL Live. Bob?
Well, Don, the rout continues at New England. The Patriots will lose their 10th in succession. Kansas City's Christian Okoye scores from a yard out. The play set up by a blocked punt by Albert Lewis. The Chiefs' 6th blocked punt of the year. That's an NFL record. And they lead 30-0 in the 3rd at New England.
Thank you, Bob. And right now it is almost definite. If the Patriots have the #1 pick in the draft, they'll take San Diego State quarterback Dan McGuire. Handoff straight ahead on 3rd down and 4. Free ball. And the Steelers have it unless the ground caused the fumble.
They're going to give it to him back at the spot. They've already got it marked. Again, the call in favor of the Bengals. Thomas Everett and Greg Lloyd make the tackle. This is Craig Taylor. We've seen this a lot today. Yeah, he's down and the ball is loose. The calls have been correct made by the officials, but there have been so many questionable ones by the fans here in Three River Stadium. They got to think that this crew is from the greater Cincinnati area. It's not.
Oh, it's in the book. The ball hits the ground and then comes free. It is not a fumble. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. Runner from UCLA who turns it up, and a marker comes in. As some of the Bob Trumpy fan club has moved into Pittsburgh from Cincinnati. They still love you, Trump.
Yeah, those ladies making a real fashion statement here in Pittsburgh today, holding Cincinnati.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 87. Offense. 10 yards. First down.
Jim Riggs they got. The young tight end out of Clemson. So the ball is going to be set back now to the 42-yard line of Pittsburgh. We've had no scoring by the Bengals in the second half. They led 16-6 at halftime. It's now a 16-9 game. 3 Gary Anderson field goals accounting for all the Steelers scoring against the Cincinnati defense ranked 26th out of 28 in the NFL. Right back to Eric Ball, and this time he turns it up for positive yardage with no marker down.
Well, they ran the play to the other side, and Jim Riggs held. And they run the same play. And Riggs right out there leading. Eric Ball jumps up inside. That's a nice pickup. Everett finally makes the tackle, and it's a shoestring tackle. Brings up second down and about 5. Look at the yards there. They've done it again.
Dominating power game built around one of the best offensive lines in football has kept the Bengal running game motoring. Ball gets it. He struck hard. Free ball. Did the ground cause it? No, it didn't, but the Bengals recovered it.
Oh, boy. When it is a fumble, the Bengals recover it. And when it's not a fumble, Pittsburgh recovers it. Gerald Freeman this time slides out there and is right there to make the head-on collision with Eric Ball, and it's loose. Jim Riggs atones for the penalty by picking up the football.
Third down. They need 7. They don't get it. But they are in field goal range for Jim Breach.
Oh, they sure don't want to take a chance of Boomer Esiason throwing the ball, do they?
I guess they want to protect the lead. Breach is not a long-range kicker, not a big man, but has been very accurate. He does have a miss today, but for the season, he's 16 of 19.
Well, this would be what, about a 45-yard attempt? That's never official, but that's close.
Maybe 46 where the spot's going to be.
Do you watch for the fake, or do you take the points for sure?
It's a long one for Jim Breach. And it's no good. So the Steelers again deny the Cincinnati Bengals points. And Pittsburgh, trailing by 7, gets the ball when we come back.
The League is brought to you by Mazda Cars and Trucks. Mazda, it just feels right. By GTE. At GTE, the power is on. By Cook Champagne Cellars. Cook Champagne, discovered every day since 1859. And by Xerox, the document company.
Now the load is on the Steeler offense again, as you see first down average, Trump. Cincinnati with an impressive number. Brister throws and makes the connection to his tight end, Mike Malarkey, on a first down throw. It's good for only a gain of 5 yards. Lewis Phillips was there to make the stop for the Bengals with 12:05 to play in the game.
Well, second half of this game, the Bengals have certainly given Pittsburgh plenty of opportunities to get back in it. Now Pittsburgh has to take advantage of the opportunity. This drive is the drive of the game for Pittsburgh.
Ryan Hinkle, a standout outside backer for Pittsburgh, had a knee examined. We're told he will return. On second down and 4, Brister checks his set and brings Stone in motion. Handoff goes to Hodge, and Merrill Hodge fights out to the 39-yard line. He has a first down for the Steelers. Big back who rushed for consecutive 100-yard plus games in the playoffs a season ago out of Idaho State.
Now, you know, Chuck Noll hired the offense of Joe Walton to move the chains. And that's exactly what is required at this particular juncture in the game. Move the chains. And that is not Joe Walton. There he is right there with the head on.
He's got the head on
backwards.
Joe Walton, a great believer in an offense designed to get rid of the ball quickly. He doesn't want his quarterback sitting back a long time and getting sacked. Deep drop by Brister. There's a throw, and it's knocked down. Terrific play by the big defensive end, Skip McClendon, number 72. There was an open man going for the ball, but McClendon slapped it back. The one big D lineman the Bengals have. He's a 285-pound defensive end.
You can see it at the top of the screen what happens. It looks like Derek Hill is the intended receiver, or it's Callaway, one of the two. I got to tell you, John Jackson, the right tackle, does such a great job of pass protection on Skip McClendon. He's back there far enough to knock the ball out of the air.
Worley straight ahead, and there's not much there on 2nd down and 10. He got only 2 as the offensive front of the Steelers unable to open up that Cincinnati defense that had been allowing 4.7 yards a rush this season. The Xerox 10-minute ticker. The Bills, after their lead was challenged and down to a point, get a field goal from Norwood to lead the Eagles by 4. Washington now up 35-20 in Miami. The Dolphins with a couple of quick scores. Chicago continues to lead the Lions in the 4th quarter. New England scored but still is out of the game. The Rams blasting Cleveland. Tampa Bay up on Atlanta. 3rd down for the Steelers, who have converted only 2 of 10 previous 3rd downs. Here's markers in. That'll be a 1st down for Pittsburgh.
Oh, no, wait a minute. I'm not so sure that isn't against Pittsburgh.
That wasn't on the defense. We'll look again.
Illegal hands to the face. Number 29, defense. 5 yards. Automatic 1st down.
The 1st down is the important thing. Eric Green also pushed off of the strong safety. That's what I saw. But they caught Dixon hands to the face. That is a big penalty because it gives him a 1st down. But watch Eric Green when he makes this cut, Don. See the shove? They didn't call that. Dixon gets caught for illegal hands to the face. Automatic 1st down, Pittsburgh.
And it's 1st down for the Steelers at their 46-yard line. They're down by 7 in the 4th quarter. Francis blitzes. Brister's got an open track. He goes to Lewis Lips, and he puts on a burst and gets the ball down to the 34-yard line. 20-yard gain.
Lips' 7th catch of the day. You see the soft coverage by Rod Jones. Brister finally finds him over there on the sideline.
7 catches for 90 yards, Trump. How's that?
I'm telling you, I admire Willie Lips. He's going to be one sore individual in about an hour and a half.
We can go to the tub then, that whirlpool. Can't help the club when you're in the tub on game day. And here is Hodge going straight ahead for a gain to the 31-yard line. Steelers moving the ball better, but the Bengal defense seems to rise up and make the plays to stop drives.
Yeah, and at this spot on the field, too.
Game clock winding down to 9 minutes to play. 2 of the 3 leaders of the AFC Central Division meeting here. Steelers and the Bengals both starting the day at 6-5. The Oilers also 6-5, play at Seattle later.
Audible.
Brister with 3 seconds to get it away, gets it off in time. Here's a blitz. Steelers pick it up. Home run ball. Missed thrown. Man was open.
Boy, did he get hammered, too. Bubby really got leveled. Looked like 91 Carl Zander was the guy in the blitz. The intended receiver was Derek Hill. He sees blitz here. See if Zander does. 91 doesn't come from the outside. 91 it is. Another big 3rd down now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's Derek Hill.
Hill was open, and as far as Zander could see, so was Brister, because he got him with a clean shot. Now 3rd down comes up, and the Steelers want a timeout. They can't blow another one, as this is Cincinnati calling it, Trump. So the clock is stopped with 8:34 to play in the game, and the Bengals continue to lead 16-9. Trumpy, fourth quarter, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Steelers trailing the Bengals 16-9. 8:34 to play, and a huge down arises now. The Steelers having a lot of trouble converting third downs. They're only 3 of 11 on conversions, and now on third they need 8. Home run ball, not close.
Interesting choice.
White Stone had the defense beaten, but Brister was way off the mark.
Yeah, but you know, it's still an interesting choice when you got your best drive of the game going here, and you go for the distance. That is a very low percentage pass to try to complete.
They're going to go for the big boot now, Trump. They got the field goal unit out.
You can see Stone is open.
48-yarder.
Too much.
Stone had a step on the defense. Now Stoyanovich kicks the field goal from 48 yards out. But Straczynski rather kicking the field goal. Please excuse me, that was Gary Anderson. Who else? Who's kicked his 4th of the day. And Anderson with all the points now for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they've come back to trail 16-12. The Bengals now lead 16-12. Cincinnati has not scored in the second half. All the Pittsburgh points coming on field goals. Gary Anderson, who now hits the kickoff and hits it well. Jennings will take it at the 2. And for Jennings right up the middle. Marker comes in, and the play will be set back on a penalty against the Bengals. With 8:14 to go in the game. Tyrone Stowe was down to make the special teams play, a holding call against the Bengals. George White.
Holding, number 84, returning team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Eric Kattis, one of the tight ends for Cincinnati, was called for it. Kick off your night on NBC with super bloopers and new practical jokes featuring the cast of Dear John and Quantum Leap, followed by the critically acclaimed series Life Stories. Then a Hallmark Hall of Fame presentation, Decoration Day, an NBC world premiere movie tonight only on NBC. Crowd starts up. Bengals go to the run and work hard to get yardage. Taking it is James Brooks, who brings it out close to the 20-yard line, where Brian Hinkle makes the stop for the Steelers. James Brooks hitting hard all day and gets more yards here. James Brooks going for his 4th consecutive 100-yard rushing game against the Steelers, a team that rarely gives one up to any opponent. Esiason on a sprint out 2nd and 6. He gets his tight end Riggs, who falls close to a first down. Ball is out to the 24-yard line. Had to get to the 25. And it stopped the clock going out of bounds at 7:31 to play, Trump.
You know, Don, 2 weeks ago, Pittsburgh lamented the fact that they gave up 178 yards rushing to Cincinnati. Over 100 yards by James Brooks. Today, Cincinnati has rushed for 158 yards. And the Bengals have also converted 5 of 10 third downs. 2 weeks ago, they converted 8 of 13. The 2 key stats in this game.
Power set for the Bengals on 3rd down and 1. Lone setback is Brooks. He gets the ball. He didn't get there. Knocked down for a loss at the 28-yard line. Keith Willis, number 93, on the stop for the Steelers. And the big D of the Pittsburgh Steelers has the terrible towels in motion again here at Three Rivers.
Well, now they got to keep it away from Woodson, or Woodson changes the complexion of this game in one quick moment.
There is the dangerous man Woodson, and there is Lee Johnson, who is having his best of 6 seasons as an NFL punter, averaging over 42 yards a punt. Steelers trail by 4. Johnson steps into the ball and hits a beauty. A spiral downfield, but Woodson will return it from his 27.
Great job.
Outstanding. Woodson averages over 9 yards a punt return. That time he got virtually none. About 3 yards they'll give him after a 48-yard punt.
Ed Brady down there to make the tackle along with Leo Barker.
6:06 to go in the game. Now we'll see if the Steelers can get it downfield. They'll need 2 field goals or a touchdown to go ahead. Bengals still holding to a 4-point lead. Cincinnati shut out here in the second half. Worley, nothing there but a load of 98 David Grant. 5:55 to play in the game. We welcome those of you who have been watching Miami and Washington. This is Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy, Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh, PA. A lot's on the line here today between these arch rivals from the AFC Central. They share the division lead at the outset of the day, along with the Oilers, who play later today at Seattle. The Steelers have pitched a shutout in the second half, but they're down by 4. Second down and 10 is coming up now for Pittsburgh. Fumbled ball, and it looks like the Bengals have it.
They do. Oh, my goodness.
Sure down there, Trump. The Steelers are saying worse than that. And oh, my goodness.
No, they got Pittsburgh somehow gets it back.
You can lose a finger down in there, can't you?
Actually, you can be fatally injured, not just a finger. I don't know what happens here. Dawson has a quick pull to the right, but the ball gets loose. And Bubby somehow appears to get the ball back. Well, they're still getting up down there. It looks like Merrill Hodge finally comes up with the football, but it brings up a 3rd down and 11 in Pittsburgh today. 3 of 11 on 3rd down conversions, 1 by penalty.
5:07 to play in the game. The Steelers trail at halftime 16-6. All the Pittsburgh points off the right foot of Gary Anderson. He's hit 4 field goals for the Steelers. From the shotgun now, and a 3rd down and 12. Brister stands in against a 4-man rush. Man's open downfield. It's caught. Pittsburgh first down. 49-yard line of the Bengals. Derek Hill, the second-year flyer from Arizona, makes a 22-yard grab.
Rod Jones on the coverage. And if you see this play, he actually had 2 receivers open. Richard Bell was open out in the flat. Jones overruns the ball. Hill makes the catch. Watch Bubby. Yeah. All right. We're rolling out.
Brister has missed some open people deep today. Lewis Lips, playing injured, has had a sensational day for the Steelers. 7 catches for almost 100 yards. Brister looks at him now, dumps over the middle, and running back Merrill Hodge is ahead for 12 yards, and yet another Steeler first down. Leon White and Carl Zander, 2 linebackers, making the tackle for Cincinnati.
You can see Hodge is in the backfield. He is about the 3rd receiver in the progression. Brister does a great job of going through the progression. It's Hodge underneath the linebacker coverage. First down pickup drive continues.
The temperature has been dropping here in the late afternoon. It's partly cloudy skies as Brister stands in against a blitz and hits the man. It is Merrill Hodge, and he's inside the 20-yard line down to the 19.
Look at Bubby.
17 more yards as the Steelers start to break open the Bengal defense, which is rated among the poorest in the NFL.
This is a great job by Brister. You see 59 Walker come untouched. He's still able to get it off. It appears 51 Leon White is the man in coverage. He falls, trips a little bit. Brister knows he's got a big play going. Pittsburgh has been in this spot several times before today. They have not been able to get the ball in the end zone. 4 field goals.
2:45 to play, and the clock is running. Steelers trail by 4, but this is their most impressive drive. Brister on a rollout, dumps it off. Open man, Malarkey. He's inside the 10-yard line and down to the 8. First down, Pittsburgh.
Malarkey doesn't catch many, but they're all important. Good play action fake by Brister. The blitz coming. Malarkey uncovered. Rod Jones, the cornerback, replacing Carl Carter out because of injury. This is the deepest penetration now Pittsburgh has had on the day.
There was a playoff level of emotion at the outset of the day. Then the Bengals took the crowd out of the game with their lead. And now the Pittsburgh faithful are right back in it, as are the Steelers. Brister looks into the end zone. Here's the throw. And it's overthrown, probably intentionally, as the intended receiver Hodge was doubled.
Good idea. Early downs. Don't take a chance with the sack of the interception. Throw it out of bounds. Very smart. That's part of the maturity of Bubby Brister. There's Rick Strom. Joe Walton right behind him. Strom signals in the formation and the motion. The player brings the play in.
Bengals hit some big plays in this game. Their first touchdown, a 50-yard scoring play from Esiason to Fast Eddie Brown, who has 9 touchdown receptions this season. And in the second half, the Bengals have not scored a point.
No running back here. They're all up at the line of scrimmage.
Second down and goal. End zone throw. A little too much on it as they went for Dwight Stone.
Boy, he's lucky he didn't get a flag called. You see his hand go on the cornerback there? Helping himself a little bit, buying himself a little space. They call that the fade pattern in the NFL. Let's see if we can see the contact. Watch that hand. See that hand? Close.
And now yet another big third down arises, and the Steelers have converted only 3 of 12 previous third downs against the Bengals.
Timeout he calls. Timeout Bubby calls.
He's burning those. He's down to 1. Now he has 2 left. So the clock is stopped with 2:25 to play.
Well, you got to think, though, this is almost a 2-down area.
The Bills now extend their lead to 30-23. Weird game there. They were up 24-0 and then led by just a point, 24-23. Washington continues its blowout of the Dolphins. Detroit leaving the favored Bears at Chicago, 17-14. Kansas City routing New England. The Rams doing the same to Cleveland, and Atlanta holding to a 1-point lead now over Tampa Bay. It is a doubleheader day on NBC Sports. Many of you will see the Houston Oilers, another of the leaders in the AFC Central, go against the Seahawks at Seattle.
And you got to think, trailing by 4, that the Steelers cannot try a field goal and hope for an onside kick. This is a 2-down area. You got to go for it both times. It can't be just one play.
Third down and goal for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They trail by 4 at the 8-yard line of Cincinnati. Lips goes in motion.
He's got
to have to burn another timeout.
Yep. Double motion. Bell and Hill both go in motion. Wait a minute, he called timeout or not? The clock is still running. What is this?
It's live action. No timeout has been given, and now we got one.
What's going on?
As we have confusion is reigning.
Really? I mean, the 30-second clock is still at 3. It appeared that Bubby turned around and asked for a timeout. Chuck Noll not happy. They reset. Delay of game. Oh, my goodness.
Richard Bell, number 21, getting some rather loud instructions. He's a rookie from Nebraska.
Well, I think they probably just put another chair in Chuck Noll's doghouse, and I can give you one guess as to who's in it. Lips comes. Bell goes out.
Surprise.
It is blown up.
Whoops.
Goodness.
Coach White looking on seemingly impassively, but you know he's churning. He has a 5-game win streak going against these Pittsburgh Steelers by an average margin of 21 points of victory. Now the throw by Brister into the end zone. Incomplete. Almost picked off. 4th down comes up. Mitchell Price broke it up.
Oh, I can't believe that Bubby threw that ball in there.
Trying to get it to Lips. That's his ace.
4th down. Boy, you know, that penalty changes your play selection.
2:19 to go, Trump. I'd kick a field goal.
No, I don't think you can. I don't think you can. They have 2 timeouts left. You got to go for it here. I agree with this choice.
Hey, this is a less than 1 in 4 chance of scoring. Maybe they'll do it, but percentage-wise, 4th and goal from the 13-yard line with 2:19 to play. Brister drops to throw, stands in, lets it go, not close. The chance is gone. Number 86 is the huge rookie tight end Eric Green, who's caught 6 touchdown passes already, but he couldn't have got that with a stepladder.
That penalty eliminated about 1/3 of the offense they could run down there. Boy, they may have to give Richard Bell a key to get out of Chuck Noll's doghouse now. That was an unbelievable mistake.
He just had the wrong play.
He may not get another chance to make a mistake. Well, now it's up to the Pittsburgh defense. Second half, they've played well. They need a turnover right now.
Handoff, and Boomer with a terrific fake. Esiason on the rollout. He takes it out to the 16-yard line. He does stay in bounds, and the clock will run down to the 2-minute warning. Now the Steelers are going to take one of their timeouts. Then they'll get another when the clock goes to 2 minutes. They can get 2 downs off of just 5 seconds of clock.
Richard Bell. Goodness.
What will happen, the Bengals will run a play when the clock is down to 2 minutes or just below it. Then the 2-minute warning would come. There'd be another automatic timeout. So Pittsburgh, if they can get it back, will have to fire for the end zone. Their place kicker's been perfect today. Richard Bell in motion at the wrong time.
Yeah, you know, this is the play that happened. Lips comes in motion. He's a veteran. You got to know he's right. When Bell went to the sideline, both Chuck Noll and Joe Walton jumped all over him. But Richard Bell right now knows how a kicker feels after he misses a field goal. It's not pretty.
You've been down that road, Trump, have you? You've also been in that end zone. Second down, handoff goes to Brooks, and he's going to be knocked down at the 18-yard line. Ryan Hinkle makes the stop, and there is the automatic timeout coming at the 2-minute warning. And Chuck Noll's Steelers continue to trail by 4. Many of you will see the Houston Oilers go against the Seahawks at Seattle. The LA Raiders will go against their longtime rivals, the Broncos, at Denver today. The Colts play the Cardinals at Phoenix. Check your local listings for the game in your area. Right now,
Bengals 5 of 11 in third down conversions.
2 minutes to play on what's turned out to be a cold afternoon in Pittsburgh. Esiason takes a roll, throws, and it's incomplete on third down. Cincinnati has to punt the ball with 1:55 left to play. Carnell Lake was defending. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the National Football League is prohibited. There is Rod Woodson, the man that Coach Sam White of the Bengals called the greatest kick returner I'll ever see. That's how much he thinks of him. Woodson has a career average way above his norm against the Bengals. He gets pumped to play Cincinnati. Lee Johnson, a good kicker, hits a high spiral downfield. Woodson will take it at his 32, and here he comes to the 40 and out to the 43-yard line. A 50-yard punt by Lee Johnson and an 8-yard return.
Yeah, that's a great kick by Johnson. Not only long, but over to the sideline to limit where Rod Woodson can run. So again, the offense of the Steelers has that opportunity. 1 timeout left. I'll bet we don't see Richard Bell on the field.
In the first 4 games of this season, Bubby Brister had no touchdown throws and 4 interceptions. In the next 6 games, he had 15 touchdown throws and just 3 interceptions. Here's a throw to Malarkey. The tight end is ahead for a 10-yard gain. So they're doubling up the wideouts, and Malarkey's running free over the middle of the field. A happy man. They don't go to him often.
And they're running 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and 1 running back, Don.
Sideline throw. It's incomplete. Lips trying to come back at the ball, but that will stop the clock with 1:26 to play in the game, and the Steelers trailing the Bengals 16-12.
Plenty of time here for Pittsburgh. Cincinnati's going with 2, 4, 6 defensive backs. That's all the defensive backs they have healthy and available to play in the game. They have a 4-man rush. And 1 linebacker, James Francis.
Second down and 10. Here comes the rush. Brister stands in and lets the long ball go. The defenders have a play on it, and they get it. Cincinnati intercepts the ball. Picking it off is Mitchell Price.
Oh, Bubby. Dwight Stone was the intended receiver. It turns out to be a jump ball. Price has excellent speed, but when he turns his head around, they're both fighting for the ball. The contact is legal. Stone falls, interception. I still don't think the Bengals are out of the dark here yet.
Well, there's 1:17 left to play. The Steelers with just 1 timeout left. Mitchell Price, who was lauded by his coach Sam White when we met with him yesterday, said this guy takes toughness to another level.
The timeout is going to be called. Game over. Yeah, the clock should expire.
.114 left to go in the game, and the Steelers about out of hope. Chuck Knowles' losing streak against the Bengals is now extended to 6 straight. Sam White will have bettered Chuck Knowles in 10 of 14 career meetings, or 10 of 15 career meetings.
James Brooks, he was the major concern of the Pittsburgh Steelers today. Well, he doesn't go over 100, but he has 20 carries for 81 yards. And the Bengals rush for a team total of 165 on 39 carries.
Steelers now powerless to stop the clock as the Bengals down the ball. Game clock down to 1:05 to play, and the Cincinnati Bengals will extend their season record to 7-5. They've been in a slide, having lost 3 of their 4 previous games. Their only victory 2 weeks ago when they routed the Steelers 27-3. And the Steelers have been winning lately. They've won 3 of their last 4, only to have a serious problem when they hook up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Today, Ronald McDonald Children's Charities Player of the Game is James Brooks of the Cincinnati Bengals. McDonald's and NBC will donate $5,000 on behalf of all the players selected in today's games to Ronald McDonald Children's Charities to help give kids a better tomorrow. James Brooks up to 81 yards. His 3 previous efforts against the Steelers were 100-yard rushing games. So the Steelers fall to 500 on the season in a game they felt they had to win. The Cincinnati Bengals find a way, and Coach Knoll goes across to shake the hand of Sam White, who is now 6 straight up on him.
Please drive carefully on your way home this afternoon.
Sam White's Trump has a tough road to hoe ahead of him, but this has to be a big win for him.
Yeah, he's got San Francisco and then the Raiders, but this is what Sam White had hoped for, and Chuck Knowles' biggest fear.